talking is very, very cheap. Trust me, I've been in this business for a little while. I've seen many times managers, trainers, promoters coming and talking a lot of shit in the microphone. But then it comes to the night, this is a two-man who's going to go in the ring, and they're going to fight. None to do with the promotionals, none to do with the managers, none to do with the trainers. Trainers might be going to give them advice, but these two guys is going to survive. You can't lie to the people's eyes what they saw on November 19th. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to go in there because it's already a history. Forget about it. I want everybody to see who's going to be coming to Vegas on June 17th, what is going to happen. We can't predict. It's a boxing. I wanted to thank everybody who's involved in this fight, putting together HBO pay-per-view, Las Vegas. I wanted to thank, as always, all the media, because without you guys, nobody will know what's happening. I wanted to thank everybody else. We'll see you on June 17th.
Hi, everyone. Они говорят, что я должен доказать еще много чего в ринге и много кому. Но я вас уверяю, я никому ничего не должен доказывать и не буду доказывать, потому что я уже все доказал. Я не был никогда чемпионом мира по любителям или олимпийским чемпионом, даже в призах не был. Я пришел из глубин неизвестности и дошел до этого уровня, высшего уровня профессионального бокса, и надрал ему задницу в прошлом бою 19 ноября. Все, кто этого не видел, молитесь дальше на своего андерворда. И 17 июня все станет на свои места. А за свои слова я вам это обещаю, за свои слова я постараюсь ответить 17 июня.
Hello, everybody. Other side is saying I have to prove a lot, I have to show a lot. I don't need nothing to prove, I don't need nothing to show. I showed and I proved everything on November 19th. And anybody who hasn't seen that or doesn't think that, you're going to see it on June 17th. This is what I promised, and this is what I'm going to do it. And the ones who think about Andres Ward victory, you can still pray for him, because I'm going to show on June 17th.
Сам он говорит, даже имя не хочу его называть, но сам он говорит, что это наследие. Наследие чего? Того результата, что сработала его команда за кулисами. Это отличная работа, что они сделали. Они получили эти пояса, но 17 июня справедливость восторжествует.
He's saying that everything is worked out by his team and everybody. He got those belts somehow, but he got those belts. I think June 17th is going to be the day where it's going to be June 17th is going to be the day where everybody's going to see it the way it's supposed to be in real. They're going to make it right, yes.
Okay, see you June 17th. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank God for this opportunity. HBO, a good friend, Peter Nelson, Rock Nation Sports, Mike, hard worker, and the rest of the team, Dez, Juan Perez, my good friend Jay-Z, solid as a rock, has been a major support system for us, and I know they're going to do a great job on this pay-per-view card. We're excited about June the 17th, as we were past year when we took care of Goliath over here, Sergio. We done what we had to do with him, and now June the 17th is right around the corner. So I don't know if Sergio manager repeated everything that Sergio was saying. You know, it seemed to be a disconnection going on. I don't know if he wanted to say what he was saying, and I think they're confused today as they're going to be June the 17th in that ring when he see he can't accomplish the things that he want to accomplish. As I said to him yesterday, I reiterated today, because for some reason I get the feeling that he thinks somebody's scared of him. You know what I mean? Bullies think that way. You know, he feel like he could say things to impose fear in men of God's heart. And I told him, men of God, we don't fear nothing, you know, because we know no weapon formed against us shall prosper. But for some reason, I don't think he believe it, and I know Andre Ward don't need no help with him, you know, with the threats that he's making. He feel and felt like he wanted to hit Andre Ward in his head. And a word to the wise, to all of them that's listening. Do what you're going to do in the ring, because you're in a place that's called town business. You know what I mean? And we don't play them kind of games outside of the ring. So let's stay focused and attempt to try and hit him in the head in the ring, because you're going to have problems with that. But you have real big problems outside of the ring. So with that being said, I'm gonna take my seat, and I don't know if this manager, I mean, I respect you and everything you've done, but you know, Andre Ward team means something to him. When we speak, our words carry value. So for you to get up here and act like what we say don't mean nothing, maybe that's how it go on in Russia. But over in the United States of America, you know, we got value with what we say. So once again, United States of America shall be victorious, June the 17th, and no weapons formed against us shall prosper. Thank you.
It's good to see everybody here, friends and reporters and those who we don't even know. It's a good fight coming June 17th against the most dangerous and most feared light heavyweight in the world, Sergey Kovalev, against a lucky, victorious man in Andre Ward, who, you know, got a gift in November. So I guess this fight here will pretty much settle it. I think if you look at the realistic facts of it all, I think only Sergey's been on the media talking. I think Mr. Kleeman should understand that we haven't said a word, but it's been from ending people's careers to knocking you out to insulting God Almighty. All that's coming from this side. So we understand what goes on, and I think it's a lot of doubt, it's a lot of anger. I don't see Coach Jackson here today, and to be honest, I don't expect to see June 17th, because you got to put the blame somewhere. And
Virgil, just like we didn't see you yesterday in New York, we're not seeing John here today because he has a fight this weekend. He's training his fighter. He'll see you in June. Don't worry about it.
I'm here today.
We know
That's all. I'm here today.
All right, well, you weren't there yesterday. What was the problem?
I'll wait till you finish. You done? Okay. I don't see Coach Jackson here today. We'll deal with that situation a little further on down the road, that I'm sure will upheave the whole boxing world. See, there's some things that go on in this game that when you have the right channels and when you have the right avenues, you get information quite accurately. And we'll reveal that later on down the road. But I'm looking for a real good fight. Sergey Kovalev is definitely not underestimated. I don't have a problem saying that before we fought, I was a fan of his. I'm still a fan of his. I just won't be a fan of his on June 17th. But I am a fan of his. No doubt, this is not me blowing smoke. I admire his skill. I always knew that if we came across each other, that it was going to be a tough fight, difficult fight, and a fight of attrition. And I expect the same thing June 17th. I think Andre said it best when he said somebody's will is going to be broke in that fight. But it would be nice to go into that fight without biting the hand that fed you. Everybody's an expert, from the reporters to the announcers, when it comes to judging a fight, but those who are trained to do it and right there to do it, all of a sudden they were all wrong that night. So I think that's an insult to what goes on in boxing. I think it wasn't right. I think it was wrong, particularly since HBO has built Sergey into the star that he rightfully is. But I think he felt that that same cushion was going to bail him out in a fight. And like I said before, and I'll say today, I'll challenge anybody to sit with me and show me where he won the fight. Anybody to sit with me and show me where he won the fight. He fought a hell of a fight because he's a hell of a fighter. But he didn't win the fight. So I guess all the answers will be answered June 17th. My advice is relax, don't be uptight. But you can't drink year in and year out and expect at some point for it not to catch up to you. And I would bet money that if we could go internally inside, that's one of the causes that is causing him to fatigue now. It's not the overtraining, it's not this and it's not that. It's the same guys, just that guys are standing up and going 12 rounds now. I mean, that happens in boxing. But you can't drink vodka year in and year out and expect on fight night to fight somebody like Dre. And incidentally, if I can just have one excuse against the many that came, we didn't even get to run for that fight to make sure the fight happened. It's no secret that, we were battling some issues, and we didn't even get to run for that fight. So we fought him without no road work, which is true. So thank God that we're able to put some time on the road now, and hopefully that will end up in a more convincing manner for those who are fans. When you're a fan of a fighter, you only look at that fighter. And that's the problem that we have with our reporters and critics today. They're in love with Sergey because of the way he does things. He knocks people out. So when you are a fan of that particular individual, that's who you're going to watch. When it's fight, you're not going to look at the fight objectively like you're supposed to. That goes for the announcers, critics, and everybody else. It's a big Euro movement going on in the States now. And that push is really an insult to the American fighters, but it is what it is. It's not their fault. It's our fault. So until we have our people who report the fight rightfully get behind us, it'll continue to be this way. Thank everybody once again.
What's up, Oakland? I appreciate everybody for coming out today. It's always good to be home in the Bay Area. It's amazing how in a short time, 8, 9, 10 years, We put the Bay on the map in terms of the boxing world, where Oakland used to be a major fight town, got away from it, and through myself and many other young fighters, contenders, guys who may not have had opportunities that I was, afforded, they're doing their part, man, to continue to represent the Bay in a major way. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm excited about this rematch. These are moments I dreamed about as a kid. I love it. I love the back and forth. I love some people being with me, some people not being with me. I don't mind the stuff they talk about on social media and what they say. That's perception. And I try to deal in the reality. At the end of the day, you got to see me June 17th. We got to fight. I don't care what you say. I don't care what the team says. That's going to sell pay-per-views. That's going to make headlines. That's going, all that is good. I love it. It's part of the business. I understand the business very well. So I'm good with that. But if you guys know me, like the boxing world knows me, the Bay Area knows me, I don't have to do a lot of talking. And to my young guys coming up, you don't have to talk the loudest. Just show up when you're supposed to show up. You let everybody make the noise, and then you lock in and do what you got to do to prepare. And then when it's time, in that biggest moment, when the lights come on, find a way to get it done. Because boxing right now is not like it used to be. It's a climate right now where it's a lot of talk. And then guys don't do what they say they're going to do. They don't perform. Then they find excuses on why they didn't perform. It's only a handful of guys in history that I know that talked it and backed it up. We don't have a lot of that today. So it's okay to not be the loudest talker in the room. But when it's time to shine, be that guy. Be the hardest worker. And another thing, I want to encourage everybody, every fighter in this room, you don't let anybody beat you before you get in the ring. I don't care what you say. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what your reputation is. It's a healthy respect that you have for an opponent to make you prepare physically and mentally and get ready. You got to have that. But you don't let anybody, media, broadcasters, fighters, anybody beat you before you get in the ring. You make them earn it. And if they do it, tip your hat to them and give them their credit. But you're not going to beat me on a reputation, man. And this is the first time this team has met a team where that stuff ain't working. So you beat me, you're going to earn it. So I hope he's the best that he can be. I hope he makes the adjustments he's supposed to make. We're going to get ready. We're not taking it for granted. That's what big rematches and that's what big fights are all about. I want the best Sergey. I want his team to be focused. I want him to be focused. My team's going to be focused. And let's see what happens. And the question I have for him and his team is, with all that loud talking, who y'all trying to convince? Me or him?